clown looking right back at him, palest white with the red smile painted on him. And it was the autumn. It was fall, actually. And it's been raining for some time out there in Main Street. And hold up, this is me and my guitar. And it's been raining for some time. And a 6-year-old kid, George Denbrough, is walking out of his house in a hurry, steady beat to the pace of his steps, ever so precautiously, not even knowing what is about to happen. It's inevitable that is about to occur. In a yellow rain jacket, whistling hurry ho way way, sailing a hoe when his boat was going down the current river. Now on the side of the street on Ocean Avenue, driving Witchington Street, where the current just went rolling current, and the boat was just floating away like it went. And this is all aboard sailing. This is Georgie Express, tidy ho, hee hee, hidey ho, and the boat just went faster and faster, and Georgie tried to keep up with it. Now his brother helped him build the boat. His brother was back at home, fighting off a bad case of influenza. Now, Bill was known as a stutterer, but he wasn't stuttering now. He was just like, you be careful, Georgie, right before he left, and he hugged his brother. He never usually did this type of stuff, but he was like, you come back before mom gets mad, alright? You know how she gets. And his mom was playing Fair Elise on the piano, right there in the living room. Now, this will forever be a memory to Bill, as the song his mother was playing when Georgie died. And this will make an impact in his mind. George's boat made a right turn into the sewer, and George was like, oh no, pony back way too loose a boat, he thought. And he kneeled down and looked down the sewer, and he couldn't believe his eyes, for he looked away and then looked back, and then blinked, and then to his surprise, he wasn't wrong at all. He was really seeing. He thought it could be an animal. Must have been an animal, but no, it was two glimmering yellow eyes. What he was seeing was a clown looking right back at him, palest white, with the red smile painted on him, and a wicked grin, with red hair on both sides, and pom-pom buttons on his baggy suit, holding balloons, all red, blue, green, and purple. And he was smiling with his left hand, wiggling the boat that he held, and he was like, oh, you want your boat, right, Judgy? And Judgy was like, yeah, and he was scared. Fear made a home inside of his mind. How can I put this in my own words? By all means, let me paraphrase. I didn't create the story, but I can go on just by saying that I had the thought and I can picture it in my mind. And if I see it in my mind, then I have the power of description, and I can describe to you what I'm seeing in my mind. And what I'm seeing in my mind is two individuals making contact right now. A species, a monster that was asleep and just became awoken just to eat again and is hungry, especially for that little reminiscent now cannibal flesh of the meat that was right there in front of him, George Denbrough. He was like, oh, your brother will be mad if you don't get jaw, but Georgie, come reach down and get it. He's like, I don't think I should be here. My parents told me not to talk to strangers. I shouldn't really be talking to you. Oh, that's very wise indeed, Georgie. That's very wise of your parents, Georgie. They must be some very intelligent, clever people. You must be smart as well, Georgie. And by all means, let me introduce myself. I am Mr. Bob, also known as Pennywise, the dancing clown. And you, my friend, hoo-ha, hee-ha, are Georgie Denbrough. Georgie, meet Pennywise, the dancing clown. Hoo-ha, hee-ha, ha. And Pennywise, meet Georgie Denbrough. You see, we're not strangers anymore, Georgie. Now come get your boat. I'm only repeating myself because you don't seem very eager, Georgie. What are you doing down there anyways? Georgie said in a soft tone. And Pennywise replied, the wind blew me away, Georgie. It blew the whole circus away. The voice was sounding like it came and went from here to there. He's like, don't you smell the popcorn, Georgie, the butter? Don't you hear the circus music? In the background. Georgie was like, yeah, he could actually hear circus music and people laughing and cheering, and he can smell popcorn, but he also smelled that other smell, that raw smell of garbage and flesh and dead things that reside in there. And from where our side is looking like this is just a normal reminiscence, I think you're mortified, Georgie. Okay, is that you or the fear-thinking Georgie? Think for yourself, Georgie. Now, do you want balloons, Georgie? Do they float? Georgie asked. Oh, Georgie, they float. They all float, and there's different colors, too. What's your favorite, Georgie? I got blue, purple, orange, green, and red. Oh, Georgie, reach down here and get your boat. Georgie was hesitating, but he thought about it, and his brother Billy would be mad if he returned home and he had lost his boat. So Georgie reached down, and that's when Pennywise grabbed his arm and pulled it right out the socket. Right before it happened, Georgie looked at Pennywise, and his face changed for the worse. His imagination couldn't possibly picture anything that's worse than the nightmare that looked bestowed upon him. That face was grimaced with fear, something gruesome, a horror, a nightmare, the terror that would not end for another 24 hours began that fateful afternoon when Georgie was laying there, screaming, bleeding on the floor with the raindrops falling all over him. A cat jumped from a sofa to go on the floor, startled by the scream, and only one person that was inside of their home, right there at the moment across the street, only saw from the distance from their home little Georgie Denbrough on the floor screaming, crying. But when they got there, they saw that he was missing an arm. How could this ever be? They didn't know. Pennywise was gone, poof, and vanished like a ghost from the darkness from where he came. Don't look into the abyss, because when you look into the darkness looks right back at you. You don't want to open up the door to something occult. No, Pennywise was gone forevermore, just to hide away till he wanted to eat again. Oh, he'll return. He always returns. It just takes some time, you see. And now, after that, a bunch of missing cases. Now my story goes along the lines like I can tell you what happened before and what happened after, but I'll never tell you what happened in the very moment right there. But I'll do it right now just to scare you a bit. No, a little peculiar and not. As soon as Georgie was dead and his last breath was out, and there was no sound, only the raindrops on the floor, like a shower that was going on and on and on, that would not end. They were going through a drought, but not anymore. The curse of the rain, right? Now, Georgie lay there with his yellow jacket dead on the floor, missing an arm, bleeding all over. There was blood all over the floor going down the drain, and the boat just popped up, made a right turn, and went down the current right towards the corner of the cross streets, and then made another right, and joined the river right there by the source of water where it resided. Now, just to sail off into the distance, ever so far away from the story of ours, this little story, and you will not see that boat forevermore after. That boat is forevermore gone out of the story, just like that, poop, vanished, just like the clown, Pennywise, Mr. Bob, who, if it was in another time, I would have told you he kind of looked like a cross from Mr. Bozo and Ronald McDonald's. Now, now, the ring was forgotten for some time, until it later in the murky waters, Colin found his way to this creature that was odd, this skeletal little tiny creature, not something with a weird species, something about a hybrid looking like another goblin kind of creature mixed with something else. His name was Gollum, and Gollum had the ring in his hands, and he was like, mine, my precious, this is mine, forever mine. Oh, I want to my precious, yeah, my dear, my wait, I want to make my ring in gold. And then he put the ring in his mouth, and he had a taste. This is the ring, my ring, my precious. And he would just say that all throughout the day, on and on and on, in the darkness of the cave, until it came to pass that a hobbit came across him, and the hobbit was startled. The hobbit's name was Bilbo Baggins. He was like, I'm just trying to find a way out of the cave. Oh, Gollum will show you the way out of the cave. Gollum knows, but only if you solve a riddle for Gollum. Okay, now, if you solve the riddle, I'll show you the way out of the cave. Oh yeah, for sure, promise, hope the heart. Yeah, but if you don't solve the riddle right, you'll be Gollum's slave for all eternity to reside right here in this dark cave of mine with my precious. Okay, are you ready? Come on, start a riddle, on a riddle. So he started with a riddle. And Bill Baggins was like always peaceful, just to think, calculated his thoughts, and went like, okay, I mean, he didn't really have an option now. He was right there, across eye to eye to this creature. He didn't know if the creature was gonna hurt him or anything like that, but he was a bit mortified. He was a tad bit scared, you know. Hobbits are little creatures, and fear enters their heart very quickly, you see. But nevertheless, okay, where were we? Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. Goblin says, what is that in my pocket that it glitters like a gold? And not everything is glitters, and I know. Sounding like a lie. All the way the other side, pocket way in my pocket, don't you know? I won't lie, don't deny. Sounding like the shit is sounding like he probably heard this shit from Drake, but I don't know if Goblin had a radio, but he like a lie, look into my pocket eye, and what does I bestow upon my pocket see? If Gollum has something in his hands, he cannot see what is behind, and what do I hold dear to my grasp? And this is what is in my hands. Come on, think, it's not in my pockets. Come on, it's in my hands. What is it? And Bilbo Baggins was like, a golden ring. And what did he know? He was right. Gollum opened his hand, there it was, the ring. Bilbo grabbed it real quick. Gollum couldn't close his hand, he closed it, but it was too late. He goes, no, my precious, it's mine. No, he fell to his knees and he began to cry and scream, and he began to beat on his head. No, why, Gollum, you lost your precious, why, you're only precious. Bilbo Baggins was like, you promise is a promise now. Show me the way out of the cave. Gollum was like, oh wait, give me my precious back. No, he promises. Okay, follow me. And hurt and sorrow was in Gollum's heart. The creature was ever so sad, and the moment was ever so low. I mean, he was not up in the run. I mean, nothing was boosting his adrenaline now. Okay, now, Gollum stayed in the cave, and Bilbo Baggins made his way out of the Shire, just to make his way back home in the valley of, the green grass was ever so pretty now, cultivating, the flowers were growing, and Frodo Baggins, another hobbit, heir to the ring that was bestowing, but didn't have the ring in his possession just yet, was getting ready for the celebration for Bilbo Baggins' arrival and departure, and he was reading a book underneath a tree when he suddenly heard the wheels turning of a wagon, and a wizard going like puffing smoke and chanting a little melody, the wheels turning quickly, and then you hear, hi Gandalf, you're late, and Gandalf looked at him with a stern look, and he was like, a wizard is never late, my boy, a wizard is here when he is wanted, when he is supposed to be here, he's here in the moment, a wizard doesn't know no such thing as time, a wizard is never late, he's never early, he's just in the moment when he's there, and that's the moment that is there, right there, that very moment of mine. Now I can furthermore tell you the story, like what comes after and what comes before, but that will be a lie, I'll just tell you what's happening in the middle right now. He was puffing on the smoke, and he was like, follow me, and Frodo jumped into the wagon, and he began to tell him the story. Tell me all about your journeys. How was it, and wait, what can you tell me about in this? Okay, and he was smiling and ever so puffing on the smoke, and they always enjoyed the conversation, Gandalf and Frodo, they did. And the conversation went on and on. Now you're about to finish all the way that close the book. I looked and now I saw and where I sit as one in this green fair, and in this now filled with the pits of fortress, wolves